Okay, so let us start. The heights of 1000 students are given to be normally distributed with a mean of 174.5 centimeters and a standard deviation of 6.9 centimeters. Assuming that the heights are recorded to the nearest half centimeter, how many of the students will you expect to have heights less than 160 centimeters between 171 to 182? Okay, and equal to 175 centimeters or greater than or equal to 188.0 centimeters. Okay, so let us start with solving this. So number 4. So it's given that mean is 174.5 centimeters. Array. Given that mean is 174.5 centimeters and sigma, the standard deviation is 6.9 centimeters. Okay, and sigma is 6.9 centimeters. Okay, z will be equal to x minus mu upon sigma. Okay, so that will be x minus 174.5 divided by 6.9. Okay, this is 6.9. Okay, so now in the A part we have been asked what is going to be the less than 160 centimeters. Okay, so they want to know what is the number of students less than 160. So first we'll find the probability of x less than 160 centimeters. Okay, this is equal to probability of z less than 160 minus 174.5 divided by 6.9. Okay, just use a calculator and tell me how much is this. This is going to be minus 14.5 upon 6.9. This is going to be 2 point something, minus 2 point something. Huh? 2.101. Okay, so this is what we have to find out. So this is what we read is phi of minus 2.101. Okay, so this is same as 1 minus phi of positive 2.101. Okay, okay, now let us go to the table. I'll have to open the table. Okay, so this is the table here. We want for minus 2.101. So we can round it up only to 2.10. Okay, 101 we won't get on the table. So 2.10 is this. 2.10 is this number 9821. Okay, 0.9821. So let us write it there. 1 minus 0.9821. So this is going to be equal to 100.0179. Okay, So this is the probability. Probability that x is less than 160 is this. Okay. So how do you define probability? By the way, probability of an event E is number of times E happens upon total this thing, number of elements in the sample space. So how do you find this number of E now? So this will imply that number of people who are there in this event E is equal to probability of E multiplied by number of total people. Okay. So thus total, not total number, thus the number of students with height less than 160, this is not effort, is 0.0179 multiplied by 1000. This is equal to 17.9, approximately 18 students. Okay, so approximately 18 students are having height less than 160 centimeters. I gave marks, no?
Yeah, just reconfirm it. So you have the marks with you now?
No, I have not totaled. I have just shown the corrected things.
So whenever you're totaling, please push your classroom.
Yeah, I'll post, don't worry. Okay, so let's go to the next part of the question, that is between 171 to 182 centimeters, 171.5 to 182. So B part is probability of 171.5 x 182 . So this will be how much? This will be probability of 171.5 minus 174.5 divided by 6.9 is less than Z is less than 182 minus 174.5 upon 6.9. Okay, this is going to be probability of 3 divided by 6.9 is less than Z is less than 7.5. This is probability of on there's a minus sign here, minus 0.4 something it will be less than Z, and this will be 1 point something. Just use a calculator and tell me the answer. .08, and this one 0.4 something it should be. Yeah. 434, no. So this will round it up only to 43, okay, because we have only 2 decimal data. So in terms of phi, this should be phi of 1.08 minus phi of minus 0.434. So this will be phi of 1.08 minus 1 minus phi of 0.434. Okay, in other words, we will do this phi of 1.08 plus phi of 0.43. Only 43 is enough, huh? Minus 1. Okay, finish writing. I'll go to the table. Done. We'll go to the table. 1.08 and 434 we want. 43 we want. Okay, 1.0 is this column, this row, and 8 will be this entry. So 1.08 is 8599. Okay, 8599. So this is going to be equal to 0.8 8599 plus 43 is what? 0.43. So 0.4 over here and 3 over here. So 664 it is. 6664. Minus 1. Okay. Do this addition. This is going to be actually 0.01 1. So if I do this minus this, I get here minus 0.1401 plus 0.66664. This is going to become plus 0.5 263. This is going to be 4 6 6. Correct? Just check on the calculator. I did this in my mind. So thus probability of 171.5 x less than 182 is equal to this number. Correct? No? Calculator. Correct? Okay, so the number of students who are lying between this range, 75.5, this is going to be equal to 0.5263 into 1000. Okay, so this turns out to be equal to 526.3, which is approximately equal to 526. Okay, so 526 students, heights are between this range. So the next one is, how many students have height equal to 175 centimeters? So they want probability of capital X is equal to 175. Now note something, in continuous distribution, if you take probability of any specific value, it turns out to be 0. That's what we had said in the initial definition of continuous distributions. Okay, if you try to calculate the probability of at any x is equal to something, it turns out to be 0. But what is the thing here is, in this problem we have taken a rounded up data. We have rounded up the data which was 174.6 up till 174.4, sorry 175.4, right? That has been rounded up as a number 175. Okay, so this actually is equal to probability of 174.6 is less than x is less than 175, sorry. Okay, this numbers will get rounded up to 175. If there is no rounding up being done in the question, then it means that this answer should have been equal to 0 if without rounding up, because probability at any single point is 0 for a continuous distribution. But since we are rounding up, it becomes this full range. Clear? So now what is this in terms of z? So this is going to become probability of 174.6 minus 174.5 upon 6.9 175.5 4 What are these numbers? 0.69, very a small number, 1 divided by 69, 0.0. This will be 0.1 something, huh? This is less than x. This is also 0.1 something. Just tell me the numbers. Huh? First one is 4 1 1 4. And this one 1 3. No, this can't be possible, no? This number is bigger than this, no? And that is 0 1 4. First one is 0.014. Okay, I made a decimal mistake. 014. And this one is correct. 1. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. This is almost 9 times of this number. You have to only calculate this and multiply by 9 for this answer. It would have been easy. Right, so since we are rounding up, then this will be only 0.1. So this will be phi of 0.13 minus phi of 1. Okay, so let us go to the table 1 3 and 0.01. 0.01 is this number 0.504. Okay, 0.504. And 1 3 is this number is 0.1 and 3 from top 5517. 55 what it was 5517. Zero point zero four. Okay, so number of students whose height is marked as equal to 175. This will be 0.0477. Okay, so this is approximately 5 students. Next one is probability of okay. Try doing this by yourselves. I'll give all the values. So let me give a try here. So here what are we looking for? We are looking for probability of Z greater than 188 minus 174.5 upon 6.9. So this is going to be probability of Z greater than 14 13.5 upon 6.9. Okay, so this is probability of Z greater than 1 point something it will be. One point nine something it will be. Just do this 1.9 how much it is? 13.5 divided by 6.9. 95. Yeah, 13.5 divided by 6.9. 96. Okay, so this is going to be 1 minus probability 1 minus 5 of 1.96. Okay, so this from the table over there, this is equal to 1.96. So 1.9 is here, 1.96 is here, 9750. Okay, 9750. So 1 minus 0.975. So this is equal to 0. Okay, so number of students whose height is greater than 188, this is equal to 0.0250 multiplied by 1000. Okay, so this is the answer.
No, sir. What happened, you know? What happened? Mike?
Yeah.
Kaina, sir. To get her in, she pulled me in.
Okay, so this is 25 students right now. Now, होता है वो नाकट काढले तेव्हा just take from here. Come, Rakshita, take. Okay, 25 students. There, in the folder. Yeah, fully yours. Last time I didn't sign, no? No, last time also I didn't sign after the paper. So two times I'll have to sign up for last time and today. Okay, so let us go to the next question. This is the end of this question, I suppose. Okay. So write down the question. Arey. Arey, that means I didn't copy this down only. Write this. "47" it is. Sorry. This is correct. This will become 47.7 and this is approximately equal to 48. Corrected, huh? Okay, so let's go to the next question. So a lawyer commutes daily for his work from his suburban home to his midtown office. Okay, suburban means kind of outside the city and midtown means kind of inside the city. Okay, so the average time for a one-way trip is 24 minutes with a standard deviation of 3.8 minutes. Assume that the distribution of trip times is normally distributed. What is the probability that the trip will take at least half an hour, that is 30 minutes? Okay, if the office opens at 9 a.m. and the lawyer leaves his house at 8:45 a.m. daily, what is the percentage of time he is late for work? Okay, so write this down. Time and sort out the next question. Okay, so let us start with solving this one. So we are given the average is 24 and standard deviation is 3.8. Okay, so this is 24. Question number 3 we are solving. The average is 24 and sigma is 3.8. Okay. Okay. And Z will be equal to so Z will be equal to x minus 24 upon 3.8. Okay. So now the first question over there is, what is the probability that x will be greater than x will be greater than 30. Write down x is the time taken to okay, write this down now. And for the previous problem also write down. For this problem also write down, written in the beginning. Write down over here, x is the write this down for the previous question. Well, have to tell me always what is the meaning of x over here, unless it's given in the question. Some questions x is given, x is equal to something. Here I am not given x is something, so you will have to explain what is x. Okay. For the previous question also I am not sure if I had done. Here also I will write down for question number 2, x is length of the bread, length of the loaf. Okay. Clear? For second question it is x is length of the loaf. Question number 4 it is height of the selected student. Question number 3 it is time taken to travel to office. Okay. Yeah, so probability x is greater than 30. This will be equal to probability of z greater than 30 minus 24 upon 3.8. Okay, so this is actually probability of z greater than 6 divided by 3.8. 1. So this is probability of z greater than 1.5 something, I feel. One 1.56 it is. Yes, 6 divided by 3.8. 1.578, no? So this will round up to 1.58. No? So this is approximately equal to probability of z greater than 1.58. Okay. So now this is equal to 1 minus 5 of okay. So 1 minus the number from the table, I'll tell you, write this down. So 1.58 from the table will be 1.58 over here, 9429. 9429. So this will be 0.0571. Okay, so this is a probability that x will be greater than this thing. Now the B question is a little bit tricky. So what is the B question? If the office opens at 9 a.m. and the lawyer leaves his house at 8:45 a.m., what is the percentage of time he is late to work? Okay. So now he leaves his house at 8:45. Office opens at 9. Okay. So he will be late. He will be late if it takes more than 15 minutes to travel. Okay, if x is greater than 15, he is going to be late to office. Okay, so now let us calculate what is the probability of x greater than 15. Okay, so this will become probability of z greater than 15 minus 24.5. It's 24, no? 24. Minus 9 upon 3.8. That is 6. 2.8, 3.8, 7.6. 7.6. Probability of z greater than 2.4 something minus. How much is this? Too much calculation. 2.43 or something it is, no? This 9 divided by 3.8. Not 4. Went off. Minus 2.368, no? 368, that will be approximately equal to 37. So probability of Z, so this is equal to 1 minus phi of 2.37. Two 2.37, so 2.3 and 2.37, 99 level. There's a minus sign here, no? So this will be 1 minus, this will become only phi of 2.37, which is 0.9911. So in terms of percentages, he is late to work. Okay, 99.8. On 99 point. Okay. Okay, so 99% of the time he is late to work. He leaves his house 15 minutes early. Okay, it's kind of obvious if your average time to travel is 24 minutes and you're leaving 15 minutes early, bound to reach late. Okay, so let us go to the next question. Right. So write down a little fast. We have only 30 minutes more. A soft drink machine is regulated so that it discharges an average of 500 ml, 200 ml per cup. If the amount of drink is normally distributed with a standard deviation of equal to 15 ml, okay, what is the fraction of the cups that will contain more than 224 ml? Probability that a cup contains between 191 to 209 ml. How many cups will probably overflow if the 230 ml cups are used for the next 1000 drinks? Okay. Below what value do we get the smallest 25% of the drinks? Okay. Write this down.
Is everyone done signing?
Okay, done. So let us go here. Okay, so this is question number 5. So let x be equal to the amount of drink in the cup, in the selected cup, you can say. Selected cup in ml, milliliters. Okay, so we are given that mu is equal to 200 ml. Okay, and sigma is equal to 15 ml. Okay, so z is equal to x minus mu upon sigma. Okay, so this will be x minus 200 upon 15. So the first question here is find the probability that what fraction of the cups will contain more than 224 ml. Okay, so we want the probability of x greater than 224 ml. So this is going to be probability of z greater than 224 minus 200 upon 15. Okay, so this is probability of Z greater than 24 by 15. So this is going to be actually 24 divided by 15, 1.6. So probability of Z greater than 1.6. This is same as writing as 1 minus phi of 1.6. Okay, so this is 1 minus the number I'll tell you from the table, 1.6, 1.60, that is 0.9452. Okay, here it is 1.60, 0.9452. 0.9452. Okay, this will be equal to 0.0548. Okay, so if you write this in terms of percentages, so if you write this in terms of percentages, this is 5.48%. Cups will have more than 224 ml. Okay. So next, the B part. B part of the question. The question is, what is the probability of cup that a cup contains between 191 to 209 ml? So you're asking probability of X between 191 till 209 ml. So this is probability of 191 minus 200 upon 15 209 minus 200 upon 15. So this is going to become probability of minus 9 by 15 Z into probability of plus 9 by 15. Okay, so 9 by 15, this is 3 by 5, that is 0.6. Okay, so probability of minus 0.6 Z is less than plus 0.6. So this is nothing but phi of 0.6 minus phi of minus 0.6, and this we saw is equal to phi of 0.6 minus phi of 1 minus phi of plus 0.6. So this becomes 2 times phi of 0.6 minus 1. So I need to find out what is going to be the phi of 0.6. And then 2 times that minus 1. So phi of 0.6 on the table is 0.6 here, 7257. 0.7257. So 2 times 0.7257 minus 1. 7057, so that is 45 or 4. is going to become 1.4514 minus 1. So this is going to become 0.4514. Just check this calculation on the calculator. Did it directly. 257 is going to become 514. Yeah, correct. Okay, so this is the second answer. How many cups will overflow if the cups are used of 230 ml for the next 1000 tricks? Okay, so first we'll have to find out what is the cups will overflow. So if you fill more than 230 ml in the glass, then it will be overflowing. By the way, this question is about those machines. You all have gone to this cafes like McDonald's and all. They have those cold drink dispensers, you all know. Yeah, so they now this particular dispenser is an automated dispenser. So this one gives you the cold drink on a predefined quantity. Okay, so once you press the button, that 200 ml is supposed to come out of it. Okay, but sometimes what happens is, as you know, as you're pouring a cold drink, sometimes bubbles and all come. So because of the pressure and other factors, it might not exactly come equal to 200. So they're saying there's a deviation here of 15 millimeters, so milliliters. So they can be anything between 185 to 215 ml in a cup. Okay, yeah. Now this is an automated machine which is filling that. Okay, yeah, automated machines are used to fill the glass bottles in the factory, no? When they're made in the factory, there's an automated machine which fills those bottles. But at these cafes, they don't have automated machines, they have a manual machine which you have to press and fill. Okay, and I assume you all know this, if they are putting ice over there in the cup already, you're getting less cold drink by default over there. So usually if you go to these cafes, it's better that you ask without ice so that you get a more quantity. Okay, they scam you by putting ice over there. Okay, yeah. So now since this is an automatic machine, it will overflow. If it's a manual machine, it will not overflow because they'll stop the button that time. Okay, yeah. So we have to find out what is the probability of x greater than 230. X greater than 230. Then we'll multiply by 1000 to get the exact number of cups. So this is going to be probability of z greater than 230 minus 200 divided by 15. So this is probability of z 30 divided by 15, that is 2. Okay, this is an easy one. So this is going to be 1 minus pi of 2. Pi of 2, the value is given as, let me see on the table, 9772. Okay, so 0.9772. So this is going to be equal to 228. Okay. Okay, so this is the probability. Now number of cups overflow is 0.0228 into 1000. So this is approximately equal to 22.8, which is approximately equal to 23 cups. 23 cups will overflow that. So basically 23 people are going to get 30 ml extra cold drink in their cups. Lucky people. Okay. So next, yeah, one more example is also there. Let's go a little fast here. What below what value do we get the smallest 25% of the drinks? Okay. So the question here is, below what value do we get the smallest 25% of the drinks? So basically the question is, find x such that probability of, oh sorry, not x, find k. Find k such that probability of x less than k is equal to 0.25%. Okay, 25 divided by 100 you can write. Okay, so we want to find this k such that this happens. Okay, so this is same as saying that probability of z less than k dash, I'll call it k dash, is less than 0.25. Okay, what's the relationship between k and k dash? K dash is equal to k minus 200 divided by 15. Okay, so in other words, phi of k dash, this is phi of k dash is equal to 0.25. Okay, it's going to be a negative number. K dash will be negative, k will be positive. Okay, so clear. Let us go to the table. So now from here I have to search who has the answer is 25. $250 I'm looking for. Okay, look here now. This is 272621 2451 2483 and 2541. Okay, so we have to choose between these two numbers now. This 2514 and 2483. So 2483 is 0.17 away and this is 0.14 away. Okay, so we'll have to select this number now. So 2.14. So that is 0.6 minus 0.6 over here, and this is, I think so, 7. Just let's check. Yeah, it is 7. So minus 0.67 is the answer. Okay. Okay, so from the table, phi of minus 0.67 is equal to 0.2514. Okay, so k dash is approximately equal to minus 0.67. Okay, k dash is equal to minus 0.67. So k will be equal to what? So thus minus 0.67 is equal to k minus 200 upon 15. So k is equal to 200 by the way, this number is 2 by 3. Okay. 0.67. So 200 minus 15 cross 0.67. 189.95. Okay. Okay, so K is equal to okay 189.95 ml. Clear? So for homework, I'll give all this problem. You can try this out. The last question. So average is given as 15.9 and standard deviation is given as 1.50. Okay. First is find the probability of X lying between 13.75 to 16.22. Okay. I'll just do this in 2 minutes, huh? Because the second one is a bit difficult. Okay. No,
Yeah, next
I have to start a new chapter next class.
the one problem is fine.
No, it's not. I'll have to open this PPT again. So let us just note this down. Mu is, well, can click a picture and write the question later. I'll just write the values. 15.9 and 1.5. 15.9 and 1.5. Question number 6. They are given X is the wage hourly wage of the laborer, per hour wage of the laborer, of the worker, selected worker, you can say. They are given that mu is equal to 15.90 and sigma is equal to 1.5. Okay, so the first question over there is probability of X lying between 13.75 to 16.22. Okay, so a company pays its employees an average of 15.9 per hour with a standard deviation of $1.5. If the wages are approximately normally distributed and paid to the worker to the nearest cent, we don't have to worry about rounding up here because cent is only 2 decimals. Okay, cent means paisa in the currency and it's only 2 decimals. Okay, so what percentage of the workers receive wages between 13.75 and 16.22 an hour? Okay, 16.22. So this is going to be probability of 13.75 minus 15.9 divided by 1.5 less than Z less than 16.22 minus 15.9 upon 1.5. Okay, let me just do this on a calculator fast. $13.75 minus 15.9 divided by 1.5. So this is going to become minus 1.4333 it is up. So I rounded up to 1.43 only, and this is less than 16.22 minus 15.9 divided by 1.5. 0.21. 21333 it is, so it rounds up to this number. Okay. So this is pi of 0.21 minus pi of minus 1.43. This we know will become phi of 0.21 plus pi of 1.43 minus 1 on simplification now. So phi of 0.21, that is equal to 58 0.5832. This from the book, from the this table I get it as 5832 plus 1.43, that is equal to 9236. Okay, this you all can verify at home. Do the calculation at home. So the next question over here is, the highest 5% of the employee hourly wages is greater than what amount? Okay. So basically they wanted to find K such that probability of X less than K, X greater than K is 0.05, 5%. Okay, but this is same as writing probability of X less than K is, this way will be easier, huh? Okay, writing it this way will be easier. So this is going to be, we'll write it in the same way as previous one. K dash is less than 0.95, where K dash is equal to K minus 15.9 divided by 1.5. Okay. Now let us look at the table and try to find this value K dash. So in other words, I am saying that phi of K dash is equal to 0.95. Okay. So I have to search somebody who is equal to close to 95 over there. This is 9795. Now this number here. Okay, so there are two numbers, 9505 or 9495. So you can go for any one. I'll prefer to go for 9505. So this is 1.6. What is this column? 1.6. This number here, 1.65. Okay. So from the table, phi of 1.65 is equal to 0.9505. Okay, so thus K dash is approximately equal to, what happened here? This is 1.65. Okay, so just finish this calculation. I got k dash is equal to 1.65. So just simplify and get this value of k. Okay, so k will be equal to actually 15.9 plus 1.5 into 1.65. Okay, simplify and get this answer. So in other words, now what I found out is this number what you get over here, no, 95% of the people earn less than that number. That's what it means, and 5% earn more than that number. That's the meaning of that answer, which will come here. Okay, so we'll stop with this. Thank you. Bye bye.